one of the most potent principles in reality, capable of profoundly altering our lives, is the mirror principle. This grand transformation doesn't involve specific techniques or strategies, nor does it necessitate taking action. It pertains to who you aspire to become. For instance, if your desire is to become a millionaire, the fact is, you need to become a millionaire within yourself before it manifests externally. Otherwise, you'll continually hop from one place to another, believing the issue lies within you. Thus, the primary lesson of this principle is that if you don't make changes internally, nothing will change externally. This encapsulates the fundamental essence of the mirror principle. Once you grasp this principle, everything you touch turns to gold. However, it demands facing your demons, confronting your reflections, perhaps in words you may not favor. If you're genuinely prepared for significant change, then this video is tailored for you. In this video, I will also share with you a crucial exercise, one I still practice today. So, today, we shall unveil this principle and how it practically transforms your life. Reality is a mirror reflecting your relationship with yourself, the world, or reality itself, your inner world and outer world. What do I mean when I say this? Well, let's go back to the example of becoming a millionaire. If your relationship with money is one of inability or incompetence in earning it, then the mirror of reality will say, that's your belief, so be it. There's more evidence here, proving why you can't earn money, thus life will provide you with more confirmation of your assumptions and statements. So, I hope you remember this key point. The external world is merely a reflection formed essentially by our internal world. If we keenly observe the world around us, it's evident that most people are increasingly engrossed in the frenzy of the external world, immersed in technology, social media, and the bustle of daily life. Many of us have lost touch with inner wisdom, the inner essence we once held. So, let's explore how these 4 key points will enable you to shape reality according to your desires. For instance, when we delve into the law of attraction, one of the most commonly mentioned aspects is that reality is a mirror, and what we attempt to do is manipulate that mirror. The first fundamental key of the mirror principle is to understand that the mirror of reality reflects your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the surrounding world. In other words, what you see in the mirror of reality is a projection of how you view yourself and how you perceive the world. If you look at yourself and feel inadequate, the mirror will simply reflect, I am not good enough, I cannot achieve this because I am not good enough, and the mirror will respond, you are not good enough, here is more evidence to prove why you are not good enough. This reflection is based on the messages you send to the mirror of reality, which, in some ways, is like a loyal friend, always willing to validate what you believe. So, instead of attempting to directly manipulate the image reflected, we must learn to transform the image we project in front of the mirror. This is akin to influencing someone's behavior. When we directly tell someone not to do something, there's a high likelihood they'll engage in the prohibited action. If we choose to motivate and inspire, presenting compelling reasons to avoid certain behaviors and explaining potential negative consequences, people are more inclined to listen and accept our influence. So, our goal is to indirectly influence our world. The mirror of reality merely reinforces what you say. It always reflects what you hold true in your heart, be it about yourself, your identity, or your worldview. Please remember, this is one of the most crucial keys. Now, the question is, how do we change this? How do we interrupt this pattern and consciously choose what we desire? You need to create your identity and worldview, your paradigm. I will provide an example to help you understand how to create your identity. Firstly, it's crucial to clarify what you want in the long term. Visualize yourself in 10 years, for instance. In the ultimate scene, what activities do you see yourself doing every day? What possessions make your life a continuous journey of discovery? Then ask yourself, who am I now, and what traits and characteristics do I have when I achieve, possess, and do all these things? This is paramount. Next, consider what your worldview is. How do you perceive the world as you live in this reality? How do you view the world as you go through all these experiences? Take some time to turn powerful affirmations into reality. First, create affirmations related to your identity about how you perceive yourself. It could be, I am worthy, I am a magnet for abundance because I hold the magical touch of an alchemist within me. Then create affirmations related to your vision for the world, such as the world conspires around me, everything happens in divine timing according to the sacred plan. As you commit to repeating these affirmations daily and internalize them, be prepared to witness an incredible shift. The reality you perceive, the way you view the world, will begin to change before your eyes. Even if what you desire seems challenging for you today, it doesn't mean you can't achieve it tomorrow. Everything takes time, practice, and patience, so respect your time, but don't let fears hinder you from achieving extraordinary feats. So, make sure you dedicate some time to this exercise. It has the power to completely transform your life. Now, let's move on to key point 2. You need to understand that the reflections we see in the material world have a certain delay. Why is that? In our inner world, we can create an image instantly. Just close your eyes and imagine what you desire. That's how it works in this dimension. However, in the third dimension, the physical dimension, things take time to manifest due to the inherent inertia of matter. Matter is dense and cannot defy the laws of nature to manifest instantaneously. So, this brings us to the next key point: you must persist in your beliefs for a long enough time until your desires manifest. This means you have to remain loyal to the identity and worldview you have created until your goals materialize. Whatever you want to become, you must first adopt the identity of someone who is already that person. Ask yourself how that person would act, and maintain it for a sufficient duration. As people start experiencing this phenomenon, an interesting occurrence arises. They realize that life has its ups and downs. They establish a belief, anticipating the realization of their goals, but the results don't immediately appear. Then their mood starts to decline along with their belief. When your mood hits rock bottom, suddenly the manifestation appears. However, when it manifests, it begins to reflect your previous negative attitudes, with a certain delay. So, what manifests begins to deteriorate again, because it merely reflects your current feelings. In this manner, a wave emerges, a cycle in your life that you cannot escape. You experience ups and downs, unable to avoid them. The key is to remain faithful to the identity and worldview you have already created, because that's the most effective way to bring about significant changes in your life. Now, let's turn to the next key point, one I find profoundly impactful and practice every day. You need to understand that the mirror of reality does not reflect the essence of your thoughts, but rather their pure content, and I'll explain what I mean shortly. Think about it. If you constantly express dissatisfaction, but your dissatisfaction has a specific content, such as I hate my dead-end job, I hate my boss, I hate my partner, I hate the bills I have to pay, the mirror won't reflect hate itself, but rather the specific content you hate. For example, if you hate bills, you'll end up getting more bills. If you hate your job, more situations will arise, increasing your dissatisfaction with work. This is how things unfold. The more you complain about what you don't have and what you don't want, the more it continues to reflect in your life, giving you more reasons to confirm your worldview and identity. This is the fundamental difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset, simply seeing the glass as half full rather than half empty. The key to applying this to your life is to focus on what you want and what you already have. To make any change happen, you need to start focusing on everything you currently have, all the progress you've made, the wonderful family you have, the things you want in your life. Stop and think, what do I want? What would truly make my life a journey of discovery? What does this process look like? How does it feel? It can be a vague image as long as you focus on what you want. As you do this, as you continue to focus on what you want, the gap between your current life and the life you desire begins to narrow because you start pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone. So, that brings us to the third key point. Now let's move on to the fourth key point, last but equally important, the mirror loop, which will change everything forever because if you learn to manipulate this mirror loop for yourself, you won't feel uncertain about what you're doing anymore. You'll see reality change before your eyes, and it all begins with observation. So, what was your reverse attitude in the past? All the complaints, the bad things that happened in the past, or the unconscious choices, that's the present moment. When you look at the present moment, facing the bills to pay and the job you dislike, you observe this and use it to form your image or attitude. By image, I mean the internal attitudes, thoughts, and feelings we present to the mirror. When we form an image, the mirror has no choice but to reflect it. So, it reflects it and forms reality based on the reflected image. But what often happens is that most people look at the reflection again, falling into this loop. It's an addictive trap. Most people find themselves stuck in it. They observe and are trapped in that pattern, and in the end, they curse it all over and over. I don't know what I did wrong. Then they try different strategies and tactics. They try business strategies. They try starting new ventures, but nothing works. It might work for a while, get them excited, but then they're back in that pattern simply because they cannot make internal changes. But I want you to remember one very important thing, and that's because there hasn't been a fundamental change in worldview and identity. So, the way to do this is to reverse this process. For most people, they observe first, then create an image, and then reflect. That's the standard puppet loop. But if you want to be a co-creator, a true creator, you need to reverse this loop. I say this because I've been through this process myself, for many years in my life, but when I truly understood this loop, everything changed. To break this loop, we start first with the image we want to form. We turn our backs to the reflection, no longer looking at our current reality, because we start to realize that everything happening around us now is simply the result of past decisions. You need to be aware of this, otherwise, nothing will change. If I want to shape tomorrow, I consciously choose today. So, we start with the image, and as we choose the image and say, hey, this is what I want, this is what I have, the mirror has no choice but to begin reflecting it. Though change happens gradually, bit by bit, it will slowly occur. So, what do we do next? Instead of observing, we affirm, we look into the mirror and see what's happening. When we see the reflection, we say, oh, that worked, and we observe what happens. If you want more confidence, it will come with time. You'll notice that if you want to improve some aspect of your work or business, people will start welcoming you more warmly. You'll find things getting better. Your whole world might be crumbling, but you're only focused on what you want to confirm, those things that align with the worldview and identity you've chosen to create. The key is to always stick to doing this, and the more you do it, the more it will turn into something beyond your imagination. If you start applying these principles, your life will change completely. Guys, this is real. This is something I've applied, and it really works, so I'm passing it on to you. At the beginning of my spiritual journey, I thought it was nonsense, but when I saw the results, it was mind-blowing. Things I wanted started appearing around me, even beyond what I had imagined. As we delve deeper into the mirror of reality, we discover an inner power that we often overlook. What we see around us is actually an echo of our beliefs, identity, and worldview. But the secret of transformation is that we can't just observe reality, we must shape our destiny with the image of who we want to become and the goals we want to achieve. As we form this new image, the mirror of reality responds with subtle changes, gradually transforming itself. The mirror of reality has no limitations, it only responds to what we offer it, just like an alchemist turns lead into gold. We can transform our lives by adopting an abundance mindset, focusing on what we have and what we want. In the end, our journey through the mirror of reality is about seeking truth within ourselves and celebrating our ability to create, innovate, and transcend. I hope this knowledge becomes the flame guiding you through life's journey, helping you manifest the reality of your dreams. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me, and if this video has inspired or benefited you, I invite you to like and subscribe to our channel, share this video with others so they can benefit from this information too. Don't forget to leave a comment below, sharing your thoughts and experiences. Once again, thank you for watching and joining us. Take care, until next time on our next episode.